Ricky can't get a hold of the debit card on this one either.
Ricky is not getting a debit card on this build. He's not even, I might not even let him to the shop. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. We got some really cool stuff to show you guys today. But before we do, if you haven't, go over and check out CJRaceCars.com and get your merch before Sunday at midnight, and you might have a chance to win Eagles 4-link bars. A lot of you guys asked if we could get Cleetus to sign the 4-link bars, and today he was here checking out Mullet, and he signed the 4-link bars. So if you buy your merch before Sunday at midnight, you may possibly get one of Eagles titanium 4-link bars signed by Cleetus himself in your order. Thanks again for the support. Let's get to the video. If you watch the channel, as you know, we are completely out of room in our shop, but we are working on getting rid of all the cars and going mostly towards parts. With that being said, though, the parts are going to take up more room. We need more parts rooms, more shipping, and everything else. So we're pretty tapped out on space at the shop. And we're trying to push the channel more. Obviously, we're trying to make more content. We're going to have more cars. We already got cars of our own piling up. We got golf carts and trailers and everything else. So we made a really big decision to build a new shop. If you can see, we cleared about 3 acres back here. We have 7.5 total, and we already have a shop in progress. We'll be getting the dirt work here soon and concrete really soon after. We should have a shop ready to go in about 6 months. The first shop will be about 6,500 square feet, and then we have plans to add another 6,000 square feet to that. So plenty of space for what we're going to do for YouTube. I will have my personal stuff in there also, but really we're going to have probably someone full-time doing YouTube stuff here and the part stuff at the shop a little separate, just so we don't have to keep. Right now I got cream puff stuck in a trailer up there because I don't have room in the shop for it. As we grow with parts, we're having to store more materials, keep more stuff on hand, etc. So this is our plan. I'm super excited about this. We planned this about 6 months ago, and it's a really big commitment for me personally, but I think it's gonna be really good. I'm super excited about doing more content and stuff on the channel. You guys have been awesome and helped us grow the channel a lot, and it's really given us a lot more freedom to go racing and build stuff we wanted to build for years. And until we did cream puff, it had been a really long time since I had a car, and we're going to keep pushing in that direction. Thanks again for that, and we will keep you guys posted as this build comes together. That brings us to today's video sponsor, Brunt Work Boots. If you guys have been watching the channel for a while, Brunt was the first sponsor we had come on board on the channel when we started, and they've been on the channel a few times since. They've been an awesome support of the channel, and I love their boots. You know I don't wear boots much, but when I do wear boots, the only thing I wear is Brunt Work Boots. Butch, Josh, and the guys have been out here clearing all these trees, getting everything cleaned up, getting them cut up, and putting it in this burn pile. And when I come out here, I'm definitely not wearing my Nikes. So I have my Brunt Work Boots on. My favorite part about these Brunt Work Boots is this is a new pair that I just got not long ago, and I had 0 break-in time. From the time I put them on my feet, they were super comfortable. Brunt Work Boots have slip, oil, and heat-resistant outsoles, good to 572 degrees. So while this fire was burning, and it stayed burning for a while, like days straight, it was definitely nice to know that I wasn't gonna burn them up if I walked too close to this pile here. One of the best things about Brunt Work Boots is, if you buy a pair of Brunt Work Boots and they send them to you and you don't like them, they'll give you a full refund, and they'll pay for shipping both ways. I'm gonna tell you right now, if somebody's willing to give you a full refund after you've tried something, there's probably a reason for that, and it's probably because they're a pretty good product and they know you're not going to send them back. Click the link in the description below and use code CJRace10 to get $10 off your first purchase and a risk-free trial. You can't go wrong with a pair of Brunt Work Boots, and Brunt has been awesome to the channel. Make sure you go over there, click the link, and support who supports the channel. Thanks again, Brunt, for sponsoring today's video. All right, so here's the plan. If you guys haven't already seen, Cleetus bought into Bradenton Motorsports Park, and shortly after that, him and Victor put out that they're going to do a top 10 list at the racetrack. And the way they're doing it is super cool. So every other Thursday, I believe, or they may skip Thursday, I'm not sure 100% on the schedule, but testing 2 nights there are on Thursday nights. And what they came up with is they're going to do a top 10 list. And I think so far they picked 16 people to start with. And after the first race, they're going to let just pretty much anybody with a car that fits in, you know, the spirit of the event, we'll say, call out the last person, so the number 10 person, which is pretty cool. It's kind of like an old, kind of how they used to do the Street Outlaw stuff, or even back in the day when they had lists online and stuff. We were lucky enough to get on the list, and we have cream puff, as you guys have seen, but I think cream puff is a little too much truck. So the goal with the list is it's going to be a 9.0 to 10.0 rolling index. And what that means is it's going to be basically a bracket race, I guess we'll call it. every other week or whenever they do the event, they're going to pick a time between 9:00 and 10:00. So 1 week it may be 9:20 and 1 week it may be 10:00. And what that means is if they pick a 9:20 and you have to run dead on the index, if you go too fast and break out, you lose. But if you go too slow, another person gets there before you and they run slower than 9:20 or right on 9:20, they win. So it limits that. Even though Cream Puff is faster than that, we don't really necessarily have an advantage because it's faster, because it's an index and we have to run dead on a number, which may actually make it harder to try to slow the truck down. Also, some of the rules that Cleetus put in and Victor put in are that you have to drive the car to the track. So it's got to be a street car. And he said he doesn't want to see any trailers anywhere near the track. That'd be kind of hard to police, and I'm sure some people will try to get away with that. There'll be some trailers shoved in a bank parking lot or in a Publix parking lot. I'm sure somebody will try to get away with that. But with Cream Puff, we can drive it. We're going to drive to the track, and we're going to race, and we'll drive it home. But we know that's not going to last long. People are probably going to give us a problem about Cream Puff because it is a little more than I think most cars are going to be in that class. So we picked up another car last week. So me and Josh are heading to go pick it up now. It's going to be a very mild build, more like Cream Puff was originally supposed to be. We already sent the engine that we had from the junkyard to James Irwin. He's just doing a basic cam, making sure the motor's fresh, making sure it's nothing junk in there, and we're not doing anything to it. We're just going to stick it right in there. One single FIS turbo, no B-lock rear wheels, probably. They look good, so that I'm struggling with that. But we're going to do really good with the budget on this one. And it's going to be a daily driver, nothing crazy. So a little bit less than Cream Puff. But we're going to go pick up this car, truck, whatever it is. We're going to get it back to the shop. We're going to show you guys.
Ricky can't get a hold of the debit card on this one either.
Ricky is not getting a debit card on this build. He's not even, I might not even let him to the shop. I probably need a new debit card. He's probably got the number saved on his phone. I probably just need to terminate that card, because before you know it, we'll get carried away, and we're not going to do it on this build. I will not do it. I'm going to do a budget build, and I think we'll talk a little bit more about that probably in the next video. But I think we're going to try to stick with like $15,000 or $20,000, which I think is very budget oriented for something that's going to run 9.0 to 10.0. All right, we're back in the shop. We got our new project unloaded, and we're ready to get on this thing and get it ready for Cleetus' list race. It's right behind Josh, and to be honest, we haven't even really looked inside of this thing. We just picked it up. It was a decent deal. We picked it up, loaded it up on a trailer, and zipped back over here, and the guys unloaded it. So let's take a look at it. I'm gonna guess most of you probably figured out that we were getting an S10. And the reason we got an S10 is because we did so terrible at our last budget truck build. I really wanted to try again, and I'm gonna do better this time. So we picked up a truck, and I wanted it to be just like Cream Puff. So we found a white single cab S10. This is an Extreme, but I'm pretty sure we just take the ground effects off, and it's just not an Extreme then. We will need a little front bumper part, but that's no problem. Other than that, it seemed like a really clean truck, and we're not using much of it. We're not going to use the wheels, we're not going to use leaf springs, we're not going to use the front suspension or much else. Before we get started looking at this truck, I wanted to ask you guys, would you rather see us build this truck and make it look just like Cream Puff, but a little more of a budget build, or would you rather see us try to find a really clean first-gen S10 and build that for the list race? Either way, it's going to have the same components. Single turbo, LS, same rear end, same wheels, everything. It would just be a first gen instead of a second gen. And we want you guys to comment in the comments below if you want to see us build this truck, or you want us to jump on Marketplace and look until we find a really clean first gen to build. And the reason we're asking all of you, because one day this truck might end up being one of yours. All right, Josh. Josh pressure washed this thing while we were gone running some errands. We were actually getting some parts for the build. So we're trying to get all those parts lined up, but he pressure washed this thing and got it all cleaned up. We do have taillights, and we do have rear bumper. I think we do have the rest of the parts. They were in a bed. They threw them in the shop already. Let's take a look at this thing. Open that door, Josh. What's this thing look like on here? Have you looked at it all or no?
I haven't even looked at
the doors was still locked when I got back.
Yeah.
I think the interior is actually, like, man, it's nicer than Cream Puff by a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And if we don't let Tom mess with the dash, it may stay nice.
Yeah.
We'll get us a new little speaker bezel there. But other than that, that dash has got two little cracks there, which is super common. And the interior is actually really nice in this thing, Josh.
Yeah. Dash, that's easy fix though. And
Did that little centerpiece pop right out?
Oh yeah, that's easy.
And we'll be good to go.
Yeah. Like I said, can't let Tom play with it.
Another question. Should we put a cage in this thing or should we not? I'll be honest. I don't really want to go 9.0s, 950s without a cage.
Nah.
It makes it a little
So sketchy.
A little sketchy. So I think we're going to get a more cage like we did last time and put a little 10-point in here. That way if we want to go
So we want to hit up on the
9.0s and really push it, we'll have enough cage, because 9.0 is going to be about 150 and some change. So that's a mile an hour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Pretty quick.
And as we know, cream puff's heavy.
Oh yeah.
So the last thing you want to do is have an issue with a really heavy truck without a cage.
I mean, what'd y'all go? 160.
161. 859 and 161. So thankfully this thing won't make the power. It ain't going to have a big Pete Harold HED in it, but it's going to have a stock LS with a cam, and that FIS turbo is definitely going to make some steam. We'll probably do similar stuff to the suspension. We'll probably do the Funkhauser stuff in the rear, the TRZ stuff in the front. We'll probably, I don't know about the RC components in the front and rear. I do want to do it, but it may mess up our budget. I'm going to have to see what RC can do with us on those. But I would love to see 17s and 15 by 10s in the back, non-bead locks, of course, because that adds some to the budget. And we're
Still look killer.
I believe if we start getting too carried away, we'll end up out of budget and we'll have no motor, no tranny, and we'll just have a roller.
We definitely need the Funkhauser. That's a nice kit.
And that Funkhauser is nice.
That's nice.
The biggest thing we have to do, no matter what, is we got to get this thing to sit like Cream Puff. Cream Puff was definitely the lowest looking truck at Sick Week.
Oh yeah.
They got to sit right.
Oh yeah.
If they don't sit right, they're no good.
We got a bunch of compliments on how it sat.
I know.
That was wild.
Yeah. So we got to get there. We know the wheel offset. We know the rear end. We got all this stuff kind of figured out. And Holly jumped on board. They're going to send us a Dominator for Cream Puff, which is awesome. Get Cream Puff swapped out to a Dominator, and we're going to put Cream Puff's Terminator in this truck. So this is going to be a pretty cool build.
Oh yeah.
Be a cool build. Be able to drive it anywhere. A little less radical than Cream Puff.
A lot more streetable.
A lot more streetable.
I think you can say it like that. A lot more streetable.
It's a lot more streetable.
A lot more
It's the streetable list.
streetable, yeah.
This will be the streetable lister.
Street.
Be the most streetable list.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. So we do have headlights. The bumper on the bottom, the ground effects, which all extremes end up like that. It's rough, but we're not using it. So we didn't worry too much about that when we saw it. And again, we got a decent deal, and it looks like a really solid shell. We'll take the extreme wheels off. We're not extreme badges off. This thing will look just like Cream Puff. Just like Cream Puff. And we're going to be out there. We're already on the list. So we're good there. Hopefully nobody calls us out and knocks us down the list the first night. That'd be rough. So we got to get our stuff together.
Yeah. We definitely got some testing ahead of us.
We got some testing. We are going to
really.
Well, we're going to run Cream Puff the first few times.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So we got
we might get kicked out first race. You never know.
No, don't say it out loud. It won't happen. We're good. We're in at least for the first few races. And to be honest, again, I don't think we have much of an advantage because we got to foot brake it.
Yeah, foot brake.
I'm going to say it right now. A nitrous car, or maybe even Victor with his deal, because that thing's got like a Paxton supercharger. I think a supercharger or a nitrous or an NA car has the advantage
Oh, most definitely.
with foot braking it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It'll be a fun deal. It'll be cool to see all the people come out that want to be on a list, to have a car. We've heard so many people since Cleetus posted that deal. They all want to come out. They all want to be on the list. It's going to be a great time. Just like Showtime. When we race Showtime,
Oh, that was great.
it's a blast, man. It's like brings you back to when things didn't have to cost $1 million and you didn't have to have 45 crew guys. We still have 45 people there. None of them could pack a chute,
No.
but we had people there. But it was a blast. It's just fun. You don't have to worry about it. You go get dinner after, a little one-night operation. So if you're thinking about coming out to Bradenton on a Thursday night, make sure you come out. We won't have this, but we will have Cream Puff. It'll be a lot of people on that list trying to get up the list quickly.
Oh, most definitely.
And I think if you get first on the list at the end of the night, you get $1,000.
Every week. Well, every other week, every time they do the race.
Sheesh. If we could get a couple of those $1,000, we could mess up the budget a little bit.
No, yeah.
All right, we got to get to number 1. I think we're like number 7 or 8, 6, 7, 8.
Something like that. I mean, how are they going to do the list? Are we going to have to race to get to number 1?
Oh, yeah, you got to race. You got to call out the person ahead of you, and you got to race them.
Well, how do we know who to call out?
Whoever's ahead of us. So if we're 7, whoever's 6, we can call out. Or you can call out 5, I think. 2 spots ahead of you.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure how it'll work if we miss a week, but we'll figure all that out.
Yeah.
So this is our new ride, LS. We're going to put probably the transmission out of Cream Puff in this, because Cream Puff's getting a new transmission. And we're going to try to go a little bit faster with Cream Puff. We're out there for 1 week, and we got people jumping on us like we've had this truck and made 100 laps, and they got way faster stuff than us. But that's all right. That's racing, and that's what makes it exciting, and that's what pushes us to try to go faster, to be honest. So I'd love to see Cream Puff go 7 someday.
Oh, I mean,
I think it's possible.
it's possible.
If it didn't weigh 3,800 pounds.
Yeah, she fat.
Yeah, I think this is a good start for us, Josh.
Yeah.
And we got the other good news is we literally have a fuel cell.
We have a bunch of
We have an intake. We have an intercooler. We have rear suspension. We have a ton of stuff.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff in there.
There's a ton of stuff. And even Victor, and we'll show you guys the parts when we get a little bit closer, but Victor, I was just over there, he gave me blow valves, wastegates, and injectors. And I'm surprised he did because we're coming for him too.
Yeah.
He's not safe. Maybe he gave me some faulty stuff. You think?
He's either helping the competition or sabotaging.
I'm scared now. Yeah, we got a bunch of parts.
Yeah.
The good news. FIS sent us out a turbo, I think, today.
They did.
So, and James Irwin going to have the motor done in, I think, a week or two.
Yep, that should be pretty
We'll
quick.
be able to start slamming this thing together. Get us a couple boxes, crates from Motion Raceworks and Rife Sensors and Holly and
Oh, yeah.
be dialed in. Let's see. Did this one open up over here?
Oh, yeah.
Look at this.
It's like Christmas
Look at
every
that door
week.
panel. Man, what if I take these door panels off and put them on cream puff?
Them things are clean.
Yeah.
Do you got roll-up windows and cream puff or electric?
Yeah. Yeah, I got roll-up windows. I need electric, but we're already too heavy.
Those are clean.
Let's check this thing out here. What's this thing look like? I wonder what kind of mileage. Look at the steering wheel. Someone arm rolled this thing or something. Sheesh, the radio's a little rough right now.
Tom's already been in here.
We'll need if anyone's got a, yeah, Tom's already been in here. He's already got to the radio. Oh, boy. If anyone's got a nice A-track player they're looking to get rid of, go ahead and email Josh. Josh will come pick it up from you. But, yeah, even a headliner. No issues in the headliner. Doesn't look like a...
Dang, it's not drooping or
No,
nothing.
burn nothing. No droops. Man, this is a solid truck, Josh.
Old Pawpaw truck.
Old
Driving around in next
we do
door.
got a little hole in the floor where they had where this thing, because it had a stick shift, but ain't no big deal. This is a stick. Oh, it was a stick shift truck. Look at that. Yeah,
Dang.
got that old 3-pedal.
Didn't even see that.
An old third pedal down there.
Yeah, we might have put a 6-speed in it.
A 6-speed.
6-speed.
Talk about not being consistent. We had to get a better driver. Ricky can't figure out how to shift an automatic. This truck I'm going to drive. I'm going to drive this truck. All right, well, that's it. Again, in the comments, let us know. Do you want to see us build this truck and make it just like Cream Puff? Or should we get a first-gen S10 and make it the same build, but a square-body S10? I'll be honest, I like both just as much. I know that first-gen seems to be more popular, but we'll see based on the comments what people think. I think the first-gen, to be honest with you, is going to get more comments. And I'm afraid because they're expensive, they're going to mess our budget up. But, again, we're going to do this build. We're going to race the list race. And I think one day, one of you might have the opportunity to have this truck in your garage. So let us know what you think. It sounds like it's about to start raining really hard, so we're going to get inside. Let's get inside, Josh. All right, everyone, that's pretty much going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys are as excited about this truck as I am. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.